Have you ever been disrespected and felt the urge to say something, anything, just to defend yourself? What if staying silent was actually the most powerful thing you could do? In a world where everyone rushes to react, there's strength in holding back. Imagine walking away from an insult without saying a word and still winning. The Stoics believed that real control isn't about overpowering others with words, but mastering yourself. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This video isn't about ignoring problems, it's about rising above them. Because sometimes silence doesn't mean weakness, it means wisdom. And when you respond to disrespect with calm stillness, you don't just keep your peace, you take back your power. Let's explore how Stoic philosophy can teach you to respond without react and why that might change everything. Why we react to disrespect. Disrespect can hit hard. It's like a sudden spark, quick, emotional, and often painful. Our natural reaction is to fight back, say something sharp or prove a point. But why do we react this way? It's not always about the insult itself. It's about how our brain sees it as a threat. When someone disrespects you, your amygdala, the part of your brain that handles emotions, goes into defense mode. This is your survival instinct at work. But reacting instantly, without thinking, often leads to regret. That's why the Stoics trained themselves to pause and stay calm. They believe that your first emotion isn't always the one you should follow. Seneca, one of the great Stoic minds, said, "You want to be great? Then begin by controlling yourself." Modern science agrees. A study from the Journal of Neuroscience showed that when people take a moment to pause before reacting emotionally, their prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for reason, becomes more active. This gives you time to choose a better response, or even no response at all. When you don't react to disrespect, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're in control. You're not giving someone the power to shake your peace, and that's real strength. The Stoic response. So, how did the Stoics deal with disrespect? Their answer, with silence and with strength. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the wisest Stoics, wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." What he meant is this: we decide what affects us. Someone else's words only hurt if we give them permission to. Stoics believed that your response defines you more than the insult ever could. If someone disrespects you and you stay silent, you've already won. Why? Because silence shows emotional control. It sends a message. Your words don't touch me. And that quiet confidence, it speaks louder than any angry reply. There's also something powerful about not feeding negativity. When someone is rude or disrespectful, they're often looking for a reaction. They want to drag you into their storm. But when you stay calm, when you give nothing back, they're left confused and powerless. You deny them what they wanted. Let's say someone mocks you in public. Most people would argue back, defend themselves, or insult in return. But a Stoic would simply look at them, remain calm, and move on. That isn't weakness. That's wisdom. That's strength wrapped in silence. What silence does psychologically. Here's what most people don't realize. Silence is not passive. It's a decision, a strategy. When you don't react, the other person starts to question themselves. They feel uncertain. They might even begin to respect you more because you didn't lower yourself to their level. Science backs this up. Research from Harvard University found that when people refuse to engage in conflict, it reduces tension and leads to better outcomes in the long run. Non-reaction isn't giving up, it's stepping above the noise. More importantly, silence protects your energy. Not every battle deserves your attention. Not every insult needs an answer. When you choose silence, you give yourself space. Space to think. Space to stay in control. Space to stay true to your values. And as the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, if someone speaks badly of you, live in a way that no one will believe it. That's the true Stoic way. not to fight every voice, but to live in a way that makes every insult meaningless. So the next time someone disrespects you, don't rush to react. Just pause and let your silence speak for you. The Stoics believed that peace is more powerful than anger. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Walking away without a word doesn't mean weakness. It shows strength, control, and self-respect. You protect your energy by not giving it to people who don't deserve it. In a noisy world, silence is a rare power. Use it wisely, and let your calm presence become your greatest response.